Hello, I am PhantomDogman. In this video, I'll try explaining why I think why there isn't Shadowverse physical card game. Under glancing on it, I try why there isn't physical version of this game. Now that I have been played lately, I haven't played much, I think I know why there isn't physical card game. Or at least I don't know how to implement most if not all mechanisms into physical card game. Of course, I'll start with elephant in raw, not that one, but evolutions. Its main mechanisms, okay, or at least I think related. This card game, follower cards can evolve in stronger forms. In digital version, it's implied that normal and evolution forms are on one side of card, but also there is backside, as in every card shows same image on backside, so opponent will to know what kind of cards you have in end. Not sure how that will work in physical card game. Maybe it will be fine if normal and evolution forms are on one side of card, and each player will know what are in end of opponent. I guess which still will be fair. Only follower cards aren't the only type of cards. There is also amulet and spell type of cards. So, say have evolution forms. Now they don't have. So then they will have normal card per se, but then it might make a problem. I think I read somewhere why trading cards games need to have one image of backside. Or it could be same for playing cards. Maybe something about the player will to know what kind of cards are in each other player's hand. But then again, if trading card games or any card game is made good, where each player knows each other instant, that will work. But Shadowverse was made for that. Saying from digital version, nope. Sure, players could use lists to hide what kind of cards are in player's hand, but then forever would make physical Shadowverse, people would need to add them instead as structure like poster packs, and whenever else good players could get cards. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair if one player would have slaves and other doesn't have. Because it's golden spend money on slaves. Uncles from those kind of products can be regular slaves as long as they hide evolution forms. However, when evolving cards, then players need to take cards out of slaves and put them back into. Or that wouldn't be needed, but then again, it would be better put card into a slave. Which wouldn't be hard, or it would be hard if slave wasn't good product. But it will be tedious. Also in digital versions, for some cards normal forms and evolution forms have different card effects. So, how you will check evolution effect? And the desk? You couldn't check it. Well, opponent will know what kind of cards are you checking out if it was put on file. But what about checking evolution effects from cards that are in the end? Because it would be fine if both effects text are on one side, but then again, what's the point of having evolutions from being on the other side? Just for image, attack and defense? Maybe for image, but if both effect texts are on one side, then attack and defense for both could be also on the same side. Since normal attack defense could be larger than evolution's attack defense, only that image is left out. Sure, Avenger's evolution image could be on the opposite side, but still, problems about the end is still there. Then I guess that will don't be evolution's image on card. Unless both image will be on one side. Then slaves also may be needed to hide what's in the end. But that's its different problem. Maybe it isn't how cards are played, but it's still some kind of problem. If using full artwork for both images, then how small or big cards will be and how small art tools will be. Actually, if cards are big, then it might be hard to play them. And of course, spell and amulet cards should have fun artwork. But then again, I have noticed that evolution artworks for most of cards are just mirrored image, and it's only some stuff added to them. So I guess it might be fine not having evolution's artwork and just have normal form and evolution's effect test. Of course also evolution's attack defense. Maybe there is different solutions to all cards into on physical cards that is in digital version and and from opponent, but I can't think of any other solution at the moment. Maybe if you have solutions that fault for evolutions, then you can leave comment in comment section. In digital version you need to have 40 cards in deck, no more and no less. And in deck you can have up to 3 copies of same card. That is when making deck. However, you can have more cards in deck and have more copies of same cards, but it's only much time. Game doesn't allow you play deck if it have more or less cards in deck. And game doesn't allow more than 3 copies of same card in deck. So only possible that deck can have more than 40 cards in deck and have more than 3 copies of same card. Well, like I said before, it's only in match by playing cards that make cards when played. Okay, didn't figure out different evolutions, then I'll go with the makes or grades or something like that. In some cases, those cards are played and unfold, added to end or added to deck. There is at least one card that adds 30 copies of same card to deck. Also, there are some cards that can be added while creating deck, but they still can be played and they are created in match. But also there are cards that can be added while creating deck, and there are other cards that create copies of those cards. So how that will work in physical version. Much created cards you will need to have, and there will be a limit of those cards. And what about those cards that up to 3 copies can be shoved in deck and different cards will make them? As there will be indications what kind of card is and from where those created cards will be obtainable from. If created cards are cheaper than cards that get shuffled into deck, then it will be cheaper to host state as those cards that get shuffled into deck, and there isn't indications. But if there is indications, then players shouldn't be able to host them as cards that get shuffled into deck. Sure, maybe cards that get shuffled into deck will be also as cards that get created in match, so there wouldn't be need to make more products or to get cards. But still, what about much extra cards players will need to take with them, and where they will leave those cards in much time. Maybe in pack, but they will be just run in pack or having good location, so they will saving their good conditions as much as possible. Also, this might be different solutions to get around, but don't know any other at the moment. Maybe some people could do it, but because with no commands, the game will be overwhelmed. Because also would know how much they need to track, including opponent's cards, and what to track. And for on deck, sure, it may be manageable to track, like how much and which cards are spell posted in hand, how much followers have been played, how much cards left in deck an odd or even number of cards left in it, etc. Just knowing leader of class doesn't for. Even though in this game there is unmixable attributes, cloud classes, like before mentioned, there isn't one playstyle set instant for each class. Class can have multiple playstyles, and because of that, players don't know what to track for opponent, unless both players know each other decks. Players will need to track so nobody will cheat. In digital version, it's automatically, so you don't need to track on your own. Maybe some things I wish that I could manually select how much energy or whatever it's called to play card. I suspect both players know each other decks or having their party. I don't have any other solutions for this at the moment. When I talked about cards that get created in match time, I mentioned that those cards can be added to end and deck. But those aren't the only things where numbers change. In digital version, for some reason you can check cards that was destroyed, call shadows in match. And because of that, at least in Shadow class there are cards out that adds only number to shadows, of course without destroying cards. So how that will work in physical version? allow players to check shadows, but just adding numbers to shadows is left out. And guess manually write shadow count and somebody will need to add those shadows somewhere. It will be at least tedious if not unique. And somebody could steal cards. It could be opponent or third party. And like a before, of course for this, I also don't have any other solutions for now. Sure, you can use an effect similar to invocations. Its effect when generic requirements are met, then card is played and default from deck. Only one copy of card can be played like that in turn for Shadowverse. Maybe that kind of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh are exclusive only to video games, but if they aren't, then mistakes doesn't happen. Thinking that requirements are met and it's up to play it, and when it's found in deck, player checks requirements, but actually requirements are met. So it's only option to shuffle deck. But what about checking deck? Okay, in Yu-Gi there is card effects with which you can check deck, either just checking deck or adding to end or play unfilled or send cards to graveyard. I guess maybe if there is theory that will allow to check deck in Shadowverse, like just aiming to add cards in the end, or I don't know, just checking top 3 cards or something like that, then I guess I didn't need to add invocation to this video. And of course, probably players should don't add a lot of cards with invocations about in physical versions. I don't think it's true also for digital versions. Unless if those cards are very good in either way. I guess that's all the reasons why I think Fighter isn't Shadowverse as physical card game. Or I just don't know how to implement them into physical form. Anyways, maybe you might have solutions for some, if not all of these mechanisms, to make them into physical card game. I'll be leaving this video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then maybe leave a like on video and subscribe. See you next time.